Stretching and warm-ups are an important part of good fitness and preparing for athletic competition. Dynamic stretching is stretching that incorporates movement so the joints and muscles can go through a full range of motion. It's a great way to warm up and get ready to do your best. Dynamic stretching prepares the muscles for activity that requires speed and agility by boosting blood flow, which warms up your muscles. A warmed-up muscle can stretch longer and endure more, resulting in less injuries, improved flexibility and coordination, more body awareness, and better athletic performance. A dynamic stretching routine is meant to flow from one stretch to another without stopping. A properly done routine can be accomplished in 15 minutes or less. Let's take a look at each of the stretches individually so you can see the proper form. Then we will put the routine together so you can see how it flows and can be done in a short amount of time. The first stretch is the toe touch. The proper form of this stretch is with one leg straight out, toes pointed upwards, and fingertips reaching towards or touching the toes. To perform this stretch dynamically, take a step out and keep the toe pointed upwards and the heel planted. Reach down until the fingertips touch the toes, or until it is uncomfortable to reach any lower. Repeat these steps alternating feet with every step. The toe touch targets the hamstrings, calves, hips, and back muscles. This stretch will help prepare the body for any type of walking or running activity. Next, we have a stretch we call touch and lift. The proper form of this stretch is with one leg planted on the ground while the other leg is raised behind, body bent at the waist, and fingertips touching the ground. To perform this stretch dynamically, take a step and bend at the waist while reaching towards the ground. Simultaneously lift the back leg as high as possible while maintaining good balance and posture. If able to do so, touch the ground with fingertips. Slowly stand back up, take another step, and repeat with the other leg. This stretch targets the hamstrings and calf muscles. It helps improve balance and coordination while warming up the hamstrings for explosive knee flexion and hip extension. This is important for activities that require jumping. Stretching your groin is particularly important in sports that cause you to move quickly from side to side. The side lunge stretch should be performed with one leg straight out to the side and the other one bent with the body leaning towards the bent leg. To perform this stretch dynamically, start by standing with feet at shoulder width apart. Take a step out to the side and bend the knee to about 90 degrees. Keep the other leg straight out to the side. Lean into the bent leg and hold for a few seconds. Switch sides and repeat the steps with the other leg. This stretch targets the hip abductors and adductors, hamstrings, and glutes. It helps improve flexibility, stability, and power while warming up the muscles needed for lateral movement. The lunge and twist stretch is a great stretch for your legs and back. The proper form of this stretch is in a lunge position with the arms and torso twisting from side to side. To perform this stretch dynamically, take a large step out and lower the back knee while keeping both arms straight out to the side. Both knees should be at about a 90-degree angle, and your weight should be on the forward heel. Rotate the torso and arms from left to right. Stand up, take a step out with the other leg, and repeat. This stretch targets the glutes, quads, hamstrings, hip flexors, and abdominal oblique muscles. It helps warm up the muscles in the legs and the core to prepare them for physical activity. Another way to stretch your legs and your back is with the lunge and upward reach. The proper form of this stretch is in a lunge position with the arms extended overhead. To perform this exercise dynamically, start by taking a large step out until you are in the same lunge position as the last exercise. Raise both arms straight up above the head until you feel a slight stretch. Then slowly stand up and lower the arms. Take another step with the other foot and repeat the process. This exercise targets the hip, knee, and shoulder muscles, which are helpful with rapid action. It also improves flexibility of the shoulders while enhancing stability and protecting the body from injury. Your quadriceps are responsible for a lot of your powerful body movements. Stretching your quads is done by standing on one leg with the other bent behind you and pulling it towards the body. To perform this stretch dynamically, First, take a step forward and bring the free leg behind until the heel is near the back. Grab the foot or ankle and hold for a few seconds. Release, take another step, and repeat with the other leg. This stretch mainly targets the quads. It helps to improve balance while stretching the muscles required for running and jumping. We don't want to neglect your hamstrings. The Frankenstein stretch is performed where the arms are extended outward while standing on one foot with the other leg kicking straight up towards the fingertips. To perform this stretch dynamically, first take a step out and bring the non-weight-bearing foot forward while keeping the arms extended out in front. Raise the leg in front of you to the fingertips, or as high as is comfortable, while keeping the leg straight. Slowly return the leg to the ground, take another step, and repeat with the other leg. This stretch targets the hamstrings and abdominal muscles, which are used during running. It also helps prepare the hamstring for explosive action, such as jumping. The lower back can be stretched with the knees to chest stretch. The proper form of this stretch is standing on one leg while the other bends up towards the chest. To perform this exercise dynamically, first take a step and raise the free leg towards your chest. Then grab the leg below the knee and pull it towards the chest as close as possible. Hold for a few seconds before releasing, then take another step and repeat the process for the other leg. This stretch targets the glutes, hip flexors, and hip adductors. It helps prepare the body for activities involving walking and explosive running or jumping. Stretching your hips can be done with the Figure 4 stretch. The proper form of this stretch is on one leg while the other bends sideways and is pulled towards the body until it's parallel with the floor. To perform this stretch dynamically, begin by taking a step and raising the back leg. Bend the knee so the heel is towards your body, the toes point outwards, the ankle is resting on your other thigh, and the knee points to the side. Grab the ankle or foot and pull upwards towards your body until your leg is parallel to the floor. Hold for a few seconds before releasing, then take another step and repeat the process on the other leg. This stretch mostly targets the muscles of the hip. It improves the flexibility of and warms up the hip rotator muscles, which are used when an athlete rapidly changes direction. Upper body muscles are important in all sports, especially throwing sports. Arm circles can stretch the shoulder muscles by standing with the arms extended straight out to the side, moving in circular motions. To perform this exercise dynamically, start by standing with the feet shoulder width apart and arms straight out to the side. Take a step and begin making small forward circles while keeping arms straight. Switch directions to backward circles. Arm circles target the muscles in the shoulder and around the shoulder joint, as well as the trapezius and deltoid muscles. This exercise is great for athletes who use their arms and shoulders frequently, such as swimmers. Stretching the tricep muscles is important for arm strength. The stretch we call back scratchers are done with one arm raised above and bent behind the back, and the other bent upwards behind the back, reaching towards the fingertips of the other. To perform this stretch dynamically, take steps while you raise one arm over your head, bend it at the elbow, and reach down behind your back. Be sure to keep your palm facing towards the body. Reach your other hand behind and up your back, keeping your palm facing outwards from the body. Touch your fingers together if possible, or reach as far as you can. Hold for a few seconds, then slowly release and switch sides to repeat with the other arm. This stretch targets the muscles of the shoulders and chest. It is a great warm-up for activities that require power and range of motion in the shoulders, such as throwing, swinging, or swimming. Skipping targets the hip flexor muscles, the quads, and the abdominal muscles, which are used for running and jumping. It also warms up the muscles of the heart, which improves endurance and heart rate. To perform the skipping exercise, start by taking a step, then a slight hop while bringing the knee up to at least a 90-degree angle. Swing the opposing arm in front. Then step down onto the other foot, and again a slight hop while bringing the knee up and swinging the opposing arm in front. Take another step and repeat the process with alternating feet, increasing in speed as able. Side slides with arm swings are another great lower and upper body warm-up that targets the chest, glutes, hips, quads, hamstrings, and calf muscles. It improves flexibility while strengthening the major muscles of the hips, hip flexors, and legs. It also increases endurance by strengthening the muscles around the heart. To perform this exercise, stand with your feet about shoulder width apart with toes pointed forwards, knees bent into squat formation, and arms out to the side. Take a sideways step out and slide the back leg towards the other while crossing one arm over the other. Then take another step out and repeat, alternating which arm crosses above and which arm crosses below. High knees targets the glutes, hip adductors, and hip flexor muscles. It increases circulation to your lower limbs and improves the range of motion in the hip and knee joints. This prepares the body for walking, running, and jumping. To perform this exercise dynamically, first take a step and bring your knee straight up to the chest or as high as possible. Keep the knee pointed forwards, back straight, and shoulders square throughout the stretch. Then take another step and repeat the process with the other leg. This next stretch mainly targets the quads. It's extremely beneficial for sports that involve running and jumping. It also helps reduce the risk of knee injury and improves flexibility in the thighs. To perform this exercise dynamically, take a step and bring the non-weight bearing leg back until you kick your backside with your heel. Keep legs, feet, and knees all square inside the shoulders. Then lower the leg, take another step, and repeat the process in a controlled fashion with the other leg. The last exercise of the routine, often called carioca or grapevine, targets the hip abductor and adductor muscles. Warming up these muscles strengthens lateral movements and decreases injury in the hips. To perform the carioca exercise, ensure that the hips remain square with the body and in a neutral position throughout the stretch. Try not to allow the hips to rotate. Begin with feet shoulder width apart and perform alternating anterior and posterior crossovers while moving sideways, meaning you cross one foot over the other and step out, then cross the same foot behind the other and step out. Increase your speed as able. Then repeat this process moving the other direction with the other foot doing the crossing. Now let's put these stretches together so you can see the routine as it would be done by multiple individuals at one time. Dynamic stretching should be included in every athlete's warm-up routine so they can perform to the best of their ability. It allows coaches and athletes to get ready for practice and maximize time for skill development while prepping for that next championship game.